Honored guests, it's a great honor to be here. I must say, what a dramatic video. I was sitting in the first row and it felt like in a discotheque. But Estonians are very serious people. You can see this from the beginning. I hope that these lights are not off because we don't have enough energy in Estonia, but due to the smart devices that would say that we can also do it like this. So 2 years ago, when we discussed the Digital Single Market report in the European Parliament, I remember very vividly when one of my colleagues said that we have to delete the reference to digitalization when it comes to energy because it's not possible. When we think about what we could do with the creation of internet and then by learning about sharing data, using the space to communicate, it was already a huge innovation. But it seems nothing compared to what digital will bring next when integrated with different sectors of economy and the society. We will see these changes everywhere when we talk about energy, retail, health, communication and media. Among others, the energy sector has changed dramatically over the past decade. Historically, energy networks were designed to passively transmit power from power plants to the users. With the emergence of more distributed power generation, it is renewable energy and edge of grid generation, smart solutions have started to appear, and these rely greatly on the communication networks. Still, many energy companies are relying on their private, outdated communications infrastructure, which prevents from grasping the benefits that smart solutions could offer. Some energy and utility companies continue to invest in their current infrastructure because it's cheaper and because they are regulated also to be responsible for the reliability of their own power supply. But it's time for the electricity markets to catch up. Wholesale electricity markets were designed for a different era, and they must be adapted to maximize the benefits of new technology, from ICT to renewable energy. I've been working quite a lot on digital policies, but I'm also a member of the Industry, Research and Energy Committee in the European Parliament, which deals with the energy policy. Currently, we are dealing with the electricity market design. So I have actually looked very much into the digital and energy, how they can be brought together. And the opportunities are immense. Technologies will be the key to solve issues of flexibility needed in the market and the grid to integrate renewables. It can solve the issue of volatility by giving real-time data and allowing better management of resources combined with storage technologies. A good example comes from Belgium, innovative platform Restore, data-driven virtual power plants platform which balances power grids in real time, operating in many countries across Europe. Other benefits: reduction of polluting power production, lower risk of power shortages, lower energy costs for consumers, it's also a faster than production plant, reliable, real-time platform. The potential is also great for energy efficiency. We have smart meters, and it's actually quite a big surprise that Estonia is supposedly the only country where we have 100% smart meters. We see the development of the Internet of Things and smart appliances, but there's a lot of innovation going on with smart homes, smart windows, lighting, and so on. But everything needs to be interconnected, especially with the grid. And there's the trendy word, connectivity. The ongoing review of the electricity market design is going to be based on two key elements: the integration of more renewables into the market and the increased use of digital tools to make demand-side solutions successful with consumers. So we talk a lot about flexibility. Flexibility brought by technologies, storage technology, and technologies that can turn buildings into thermal batteries. Increased trading between countries now is also something that we talk about a lot, making the energy single market work and building interconnections between the countries. Because when the sun shines in Spain, it might not do in other parts of Europe, and when the wind blows in Denmark, it might not do so elsewhere. So we need to make better use of that, as it provides huge opportunities. Coming to demand-side solutions, implicit demand-side flexibility. Consumers adjust to variable market price signals, and explicit consumer sells local flexibility through the aggregators. But demand-side solutions require technologies that give real-time market prices signals. Data sharing platforms, smart meters are very important again, and these all require the trust of consumers. First, the trust by adjusting their consumption, that they can influence their bill, so it means different pricing schemes on the bills. And save money, trust that they can choose the energy to consume, trust that their data is protected. Demand-side flexibility is a great opportunity, but it requires a work to build trust. And trust is very much related to cybersecurity. We do not only have to secure ourselves against cyber attacks, but we also have to share information about cyber attacks. And this is a big problem because the bad guys share information and the good guys should too. But coming back to the connectivity, this is actually the key pillar to innovation. If there is no real-time data flow, this will not be possible. It will only undermine the growth of innovation, but also the take-up. I don't want to close the door to innovation by making legislation technology specific, and I'm a firm believer in competition in order to drive innovation and investments. We will need end-to-end connectivity between the grid, smart appliances and smart buildings, and the free flow of data between all these elements of the chain. But it also needs data sharing, opening up the data so that others can build upon the data services that we might not even imagine. Connectivity needs to bring down the silos in the energy market, and lack of data access should certainly not create new ones. Ellering's Data Hub and S-Feed are good examples of this kind of data sharing platforms that allow companies, energy producers and consumers to share energy consumption information for a benefit, that the data is understandable and usable for end users. The data brings together data sources from different for example, the electricity, the gas, the heating smart meter readings, but also the weather forecasts and energy day-ahead prices and applications. Many in Europe are afraid of too much information digitally and concentrating in a big centralized databases, but it should not be like this. Actually, the S-Feed uses X-Road system, which is a system of many different small databases that communicate with each other. So in terms of cyber attack, these are also much harder to attack, as one of the elements does not endanger the whole system. It is also worth emphasizing that with these kind of smart data hubs, the information has to be smart also for the consumers, the end users, not just the suppliers or the grid. When we started working with these energy files, it came as a great surprise to me that actually there are parts in Europe where people get their energy bill once a year. And then we talk about empowering consumers. How can we empower the consumers when they don't have the information about their consumption? The review of the energy market design is also likely to aim at removing barriers that prosumers face in selling their energy production. Important, however, to understand that consumers want a different level engagement in the energy market. And engaged and empowered consumers is not necessarily a prosumer. Prosumer need to have some responsibility in balancing the grid. We also need to make sure it is not the consumers paying the bill capital for the functioning of the grid while prosumers take the money. So the system has to be fair. Overall, the review of the electricity market design is a great opportunity to make the single market work for energy. To increase the share of renewables, essential to reach our climate change goals, and to empower consumers if we get it right. If we catch this wave of innovation and get it right, then we will have limitless opportunities to our benefit. I wish you all fruitful discussions, and although Kalle said that there is no eating between the breaks, I still believe and hope that they give you food as well. Thank you.